It's good. It's good. It's not great.
Are we at a beer tasting competition? Like a judge look over
It's
there.
got good legs.
Sniff it.
Oaky afterbirth. Do I have to wear these things?
I think you look good in a tutu.
And Anthony Edwards of tutus. That man has confidence, doesn't he?
He does. Which you should have.
I think I would too. So, big episode right here, even though we don't number them. I'm pretty damn sure I know the number of this one. It's number 1. It's potentially a milestone episode, and then it has a 0 after it. Oh. Yeah.
Well, we do have one on the pantry shelf.
Yeah, but I think tonight's going to be a top. This will be the best episode we ever did today so far.
Wow.
I can commit to that.
Wow.
Did you catch all the disclaimers I threw in? Best episode we've done today so far. In other words, we're unbeaten. I have to burp. It's the shandy talking. Mark doesn't like my beer. It's called Fulton Lonely Shandy. And it's like somebody made it in their garage because they use like a wrap on the can. It's like, is this really a beer? Is this like a stage prop?
Well, the yellow color is a little...
Are you familiar with the lemon?
I am, but that looks more like a soda.
Well, that's why all the kids drink it down at the elementary. It's a great marketing ploy.
Wow. Attacking the kids.
I can't believe that I thought this was going to be the best episode because it's already started, I think. I can tell when you've started hitting record.
Well, I started the timer.
I don't like it looking at me. It freaks me out. I want to refer to it, but I don't want to see it.
Huh?
Hi, Mark.
Hi.
What are people listening to right now?
Welcome to TheAscertainers, the spot for all your musical
And
knowledge and other things.
music.
Because we're not going to talk
other
about
things.
music tonight.
We
too much.
weave music in throughout, but tonight's episode is actually, or tonight's topic is, we have a lot of stuff to talk about. So as per usual, we won't get to the topic till the very end. But it's golfers or rockers who golf,
Right.
which is some of the names might surprise you, some might not.
Well, Jim, my partner over here,
Hi, I'm Jim. I've been here all night.
and I'm Mark. Welcome to TheAscertainers.
Hey, Mark.
Jim brought up our golf season here in Minnesota is just starting.
Yes, it is.
And so he said, what are your predictions for the year? And then to keep in theme with the music podcast.
Kind of the theme
Yeah.
of music. We like to do music.
He said, let's throw in rockers or any musician.
Musicians who golf. It's America's pastime. Well, we all know what America's real pastime is, but our sponsor won't let us talk about that. It involves, some people call it oiling up the mitt.
Ah,
We all do it. We don't talk about it. I think that was said on some sitcom once. Or everybody knows it, nobody talks about it. I know I don't need to.
speaking of that, why don't we talk about where we were before the podcast started?
You mean Newt's?
Yes, I
Apple
do.
Valley's premier burger, beer, and popcorn destination?
Yes,
Yes. Very busy night at Newt's.
very
Don't you think?
busy.
It's the ascertainer effect. They won't admit it, but we know the reason that Newt's is packed on a Friday at 5 o'clock, no less, on a nice night. No, a little windy, though, so it wasn't like a beautiful summer night or anything like that, but still, it was booming. We got lucky to get a seat.
Is this the fishing opener?
My gosh, I think it is. I know it is, yeah, because our guy is down in Lake City.
And I was wondering, why it's so busy on. Because we're fishermen and we're still at.
Well,
Newt's.
you might be a fisherman. I'm a fisher of men. Oh wait, that's sacrilegious to say that. But anyway, I'm not a good fisher dude. I can't catch fish well.
I can't
The
either.
fish has to want to get caught for me to catch it.
I just like driving the boat or trolling around.
You don't own a boat.
Wow.
Yeah. When you do that with your hips, when you say like driving the boat, it's wasn't that a line from Grumpy Old Men?
Oh, I don't remember.
Oh,
but-
when I forget what's the other old guy that's not Henry Fonda, the other.
Oh, it was
sidekick.
Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon.
The other guy. Well, then it was their dad or something, and he was the dirtiest of them all.
Wasn't he that Rocky
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was Mickey.
Burgess Meredith?
Right, but I don't know his character's name, so I guess I don't know the other two. So it's Burgess Meredith, and he had all of these euphemisms for boning, and one of them had to do with a boat, a tuna boat. It's a quote, anyway. So yeah, so we talk about music now.
Well, let's finish up where we were at Newt's.
Yeah.
We had a great dinner. Met a lot of interesting
Dinner,
people
not
tonight.
supper, for the record. Dinner.
Dinner.
Newts. It's what's for dinner. Ooh, they should look into that. That sounds like a good line.
It sounds like someone already used that, though.
Yeah.
Guessing.
So, yeah. Got killed at pull tabs. Not killed, but didn't win.
No, we got killed.
We got pretty... For me, that's not a beating. For you, that's... Yeah, you got uncomfortable, but... Yeah, sorry.
I'm always uncomfortable.
Sometimes we win.
A
Sometimes
dollar
you lose.
bill comes out of my wallet.
That thing, yeah, bats flew out of that wallet when you pulled that dollar out. I'm like, Mark, it costs more than $1. We bought a new car, though, this week, so maybe that's why you don't have any dollars. You want to talk about that new car?
We can.
I just want to let you know the Ascertainers are doing pretty good. Mine got hit and run last week.
Oh.
And Mark upgraded to something that costs... I tell you what, you can have one of my car for just about every day of the week for what you paid for that thing. But what'd you get?
I got a used Genesis.
I don't say used. You say certified pre-owned Genesis.
Yeah.
A year-old Genesis.
Yeah, year-old GV80. It's my wife's car. I get to drive it when it needs to be washed or gassed up.
It sounds like she already hates it, though.
No, she loves it. It's just she's worried about the size of it.
She likes the little smaller, more... The ones that don't get little when they get wet.
Yeah, but it's like a sports car when it's smaller. You really know how to handle it.
Okay. I'm more like a Pinewood Derby situation over here. Emphasis on the wood. So, yeah, new car. Mark's broke. Yeah, I don't think you're broke.
No, I'm not yet. I put all my money into promotion of TheAscertainers, so
That'll
that's
pay
gonna
off
hit.
in no time. Don't worry. You might as well just donate the rest to the pull tab lady, and everything will be fine.
I agree.
So we there was a challenge issued last week that we would each watch a movie of the other's recommendation, and we followed up on it, or followed through
We did.
on that challenge. And just to refresh, in case, in the unlikely event you haven't already listened to episode 59, the movies... Oh, it wasn't even mentioned? Oh, that was on the
not
second
mentioned.
episode. Oh, this
I think it
is,
was mentioned after the...
It was mentioned, I think, either on the second episode that hasn't aired yet or off air.
I think it was off air. Yeah.
So, Mark, you wanted me to watch
Blade Runner 2049.
Blade Runner 2049, and then I asked you to watch
Clerks.
the original Clerks. And I can tell you what my initial thought, I have two thoughts about the Blade Runner. First is that we could not have given more fucking, pardon me, we don't swear as much on
Different.
the podcast.
Yeah, they were...
I said crud a lot on the last one. I'd rather just say shit, but anyhow. They were so opposite.
Yeah.
And the other thing was, I bet Ryan Gosling is the highest paid actor per word in that movie. He just walks around with that dumb look on his, that adorable dumb look. But that's pretty much almost, other than the Barbie, which was a bit of an anomaly for everybody. But isn't that kind of his thing? He just walks around and is sullen.
But he was an android in that movie, and that's... Androids say what's necessary.
Was
and
he
that's
also an android in The Notebook? Or
Was he in The Notebook?
I think I don't know. Why would I know? I thought he was. It just seems to me that he just broods a lot. He's just a brooder.
He does. Driver, I think he's in, and he doesn't say much in that one either.
You have a driver tattoo, Mark.
And
me and the guys on your arm.
Only God Forgives is another one. He says very little.
You recommended that one before too.
Yeah, that's a very good movie.
Well,
but it's more of a Blade Runner 2049. I don't think it's what you would be interested in. It's a heavy thinker.
Yep, you just hit all my weak spots right there. And Ryan Gosling, so I'll watch it. But anyway, yeah, so Clerks, what'd you think of Clerks? The most dialogue-driven movie next to Pulp Fiction.
Yes.
It's very dialogue-heavy.
It is.
A little forced dialogue sometimes, but I thought there were some very funny lines in that movie.
It could be a play on Broadway.
You're right.
Maybe if I was younger or watched it.
So you didn't like the special effects in Clerks?
Which ones?
Well, when he shot the hockey ball off the roof. I think they were playing with a ball. Yeah, they were, because the guy made some sweet, about something about his balls. Going,
and they also said,
you guys got any extra balls down there? Or something like that. But I didn't watch, I kind of watched a little bit and fell asleep to kind of refresh myself, but not your thing.
It was enjoyable. I watched it, and I watched it all the way through.
Okay.
And I wasn't bored, but it didn't grab me as... Like I said, if I was that age, maybe that sort of dialogue would have caught me more. But I'm older and more mature now.
You're totally more mature. Like, does that happen this week? Because
wow.
We're on the same podcast together. You're not that mature there, friendy.
When it comes to relationships with women, I am much more mature.
You can't even spell relationships with women.
You
can't even say it. My love for you is like a truck, berserker. Would you like some making fuck, berserker? And then the girl goes, did he just say making fuck? That's just gold. That's the biggest part of my brain brings in that kind of...
Was he Russian or you...
I think he was supposed to be Russian.
Okay.
Check it. Olaf.
30.
Berserker.
37? It was only
37
36.
dicks. It's got its moments. All right. So, anyway, I want to talk to you, Mark, about
talk to me.
Upcoming... Look at this. Oh, okay. Let's play the radio game real quick, because we have to get some music in here at some point. Do you want to... I got an idea.
Go ahead.
Why don't you prepare the earbuds?
I will, while you're explaining
I'll explain the radio game. The radio game is the most frustrating thing and a real statistical anomaly where we have a local radio station called KQRS, 92.5 on your FM dial, and we thought, hey, you know what we should do is we should each episode of TheAscertainers that we would put two bands out there, and then we would hope that one of those two bands would get played. Well, we suck at it so bad that we've expanded to where we each pick four bands, and then Mark's got this little handy-dandy radio thing in his ear because we don't want to break any copyright laws. God forbid the government would shut this podcast down. I know what you're all thinking. Anyway, and we've been doing it for 59 weeks, and Mark has won.
Once, on the second ballot.
And I have won. I have not won. I am 0 for 59.
Because sometimes we'll listen later on in the podcast to see if we made any matches, and I think I did. It was either on a second episode or...
I think it was a second episode, so I'll put it this way. You're comparing it against zero. It could have been the fifth run at it. You still got one right. We've had three guests that have got right, too. Jason.
Yeah. Charlie.
My brother Jeff and Charlie have each...
And I think one of the Think Drink Disney didn't.
The following week.
Okay.
I was listening. I turned the radio on down here to clean up beer cans, and one of his picks was on, but that was Toto, and that was Lance. Hey, Lance, what are you wearing? All right. So, what are your first two? So we picked two kind of mainstream bands that everyone's heard of, and then we picked two that are a little off the beaten path. So I'll let you go first. Give me your two.
Led Zeppelin, because Steve Albini passed away, and he was the producer of Page and Plant albums when they went on the road as Page and Plant. And he also produced Nirvana. But I'm not picking Nirvana.
Are you sure
Why
he
I picked
produced Nirvana? It must have been early Nirvana because Butch Vig produced Nirvana for Nevermind and the
it was
Beyond.
on Wikipedia, so it has to be correct.
He might have been Bleach. I think Butch Vig is actually some kind of a shirt sleeve relative to Jeremy Taparo, who is a local guy who plays bass in Soul Asylum, but he has been a recording engineer for many years, and that's who Alex has worked with on multiple projects. But anyhow, so I had Robert Plant, and I'll tell you why.
Because you wanted to steal my thunder.
Well, I think I have to say it now, but it's right in the middle of the radio game, so fuck it, I'll do it. Every time I do laundry, which is about once a week, whether I need to or not, I have this old school washing machine, and to start it, you know, when you throw in a load, which I do about once a week, whether I need it or not. Anyway, you have the option to do like a load of small, medium, or large, and then you can go cold, cool, warm, or hot. And I always usually do cold or cool, but every time I see the word cool on the thing, I do tall, cool one, and then I kind of go, the sound he makes, ooh, lighten up, baby, I'm in love with you. So I can't do Page and Plant. I'll do Kansas, and then Guns N' Roses.
My next one was Legacy was Pink Floyd.
Oh shit! You only gave one.
Right,
I cut you right off. Okay, why don't you give me your off the beatens?
I'm gonna go with Bread.
Is it because they're playing right now?
No.
Okay.
But Mother Freedom is a very rocking tune for Bread.
Mother Freedom?
Yeah.
Is that like Sister Golden Hair, but her mom?
That's right.
Okay.
It's a very rocking tune. You would not know it's Bread.
Okay. I don't like that you're listening while this is happening, by the way.
I'm not. It's off.
Oh, what integrity. And then what's your other...
Status Quo. Pictures of Matchstick Man.
That's who does that?
Yeah.
The same version that I'm thinking of? A really
Yes.
kind of a psychedelic sounding version?
Yeah.
It's a great song.
Yeah.
All right. I went with The Fix and Joan Jett. Fired up.
I don't have to. I already fired it up long ago before we started talking. Who are you? The Who.
Oh, I almost knocked my beer over. Luckily, it was a yellow can.
See, when I
avoided.
picked Led Zeppelin, you should have said, well, I can't. I should go with The Who then. That was your opening.
Oh, I would never go with The Who. You know that.
Oh.
I'm not a big Who guy. F The Who. They're the Let's Go Brandon of bands. I just don't... I like them. Who has some great songs. I just never been a big Who guy. Like you're not a big Rush guy. It's okay. Everyone hates you for it.
But that's a big difference between The Who and Rush.
Yeah. A huge step up. Anyway.
So, back to the movies we were watching.
Yes.
I was watching The Bee Gees, How to Mend a Broken Heart.
Meaning it's just like a video or the documentary?
The documentary.
Is that what that documentary's called?
Yeah. It was
The-
actually done in 2020.
Yeah.
So it's very recent.
It's been a while, but I mean, it's recent, but it's not like brand new.
But they interviewed Charlie Steiner.
From ESPN?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
I think it's the same Charlie
Is this
Steiner.
the one that's like 2 some hours long? I mean, it's like
Yeah, it's long.
okay. Takes you all the way back to when they were little kids. They look
Yes.
like cartoon characters.
Well, that's because they didn't have video of them or movies, so they just drew.
Or orthodontist, orthodontia.
You know, Barry's still alive, so I think.
But he's got great teeth.
Yeah, but he's going to defend his brothers.
Oh my God! If he does anything like Jimmy Fallon's, one of Jimmy Fallon's few performances that I respect, he and Justin Timberlake doing the Barry Gibb show. I'll kick your ass. It's quite good. I highly recommend. If you've not seen it, look up the Barry Gibb talk show on SNL or Saturday Night Live, and you'll know 2 things. Once in a while, Jimmy Fallon has the capacity to be funny, and why isn't he that all the way? Pisses me off.
Because he's always laughing.
Yeah. Just get over yourself and be funny. You're hilarious, man. Come on. You could be on TheAscertainers for crud's sakes. You and David Lee, we get you right on at the same time. I would, of course, take the week off, but you would do great with Mark. And you will see that Justin Timberlake is the coolest guy you'll ever meet.
He was also interviewed on the Bee Gees
That
documentary.
makes sense. Now that makes more sense than Charlie Steiner. Charlie Steiner, the guy from ESPN Sports
He
Center.
was a radio DJ in New York
Okay.
when Staying Alive.
Charlie Steiner was probably the least athletic guy ever to be on Sports Center. Least athletic. He didn't have any kind of a aesthetic. He looked like a DJ.
Well, Berman wasn't very...
Berman is Berman, though. Berman's a legend.
He is, but he's not very athletic.
As far as you know. You ever seen him bowl?
I haven't.
I saw an interview. I went heavy on the Anthony Edwards of the Minnesota Timberwolves, playing later tonight. Hey, buddy, that's my foot there.
Sorry.
And I'm wearing shoes. I mean, I didn't even know in there. So I went heavy on the Anthony Edwards interviews, and there's one, I think he's being interviewed by, who's the Gellner, Marnie Gellner. And I think it's meant to be kind of a goof kind of a thing, but he's talked about bowling, and she goes, any good? He goes, yeah, I'm good. And she says, have you ever got a turkey? Which is 3 strikes in a row,
Right.
I think. And he goes, turkey. He goes, I got like a ham before. Because I got like 5 in a row. I love the fact that he referred to it as a ham. Anyway, go Wolves. Go Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards, you want to come on the podcast? We'll see if we can get you in, okay? But just we'll get you on the list. I think
Speaking of which, they're in the playoffs, second round.
Timberwolves. Minnesota Timberwolves, a professional basketball team. Men's.
Right.
If it was the Lynx, yeah, they're used to being in the playoffs.
Right.
The
They
Wolves
were
aren't.
a dynasty there for a while, but
Wolves.
the Wolves, not since we talked about this earlier, Sprewell, and who else was on that team?
Googly, oogly, oogly.
Oh, that's right. And
Was it Mark West or somebody? No, couldn't have been. He was like way too low for that. We had Sam Mitchell was on it still. I think.
yeah, but there was another
Sam Mitchell
big
was
name.
the Mike Conley.
Right. And
Sprewell, Sam Cassell,
Sam Cassell was who I was trying to think.
KG, Wally, and some other guys. Malik Sealy would have been on that team, but
I think Luke Longley was on and off.
he was there
before he went to Chicago.
in that kind of era. But yeah, we've never had a reliable
center till
center.
now. We got 2, 3 now.
I watched one game and one of our 7-footers wasn't playing and we still won by 26. So
Yeah.
I can't wait to be enchanted tonight by
The
how great we
Frenchman,
are.
Rudy Gobert.
How about Luke Longley? Is that French?
It is.
Luke?
Luke.
What's the guy's name on Major
I'm your
League?
father.
Luke something. They call
I
him
can't remember.
Tim Robbins' character. Didn't they call him Nuke or something like that as a
Major League or
fucking Bull Durham? My bad.
there you go.
Same thing. It's a baseball movie. Field of Dreams. It's all
But
the
anyways,
same.
we're pretty excited about the Timberwolves.
Yes, and Mark wants to talk some more sports, so go ahead.
Brought up Sprewell because that reminds me of when he was going through contract talk, and he goes, "You know what? I gotta feed my family."
He kind of caught a little shit for that, didn't he?
I need that extra $5 million because I gotta feed my family. And I was downtown Minneapolis that year, and he was driving on my back. It's the high-end Mercedes-Benz limousine with his license plate that said Sprewell on it.
Is it kids? It's pretty kid. 4 kids. Spree was interesting. He's a pretty intense fella. He kind of, I think if there's a Latrell Sprewell biopic, I think Sam Jackson is the odds-on favorite to play him. I think Sam Jackson's character from Pulp Fiction.
Wow.
What was his name? Inglewood Jack. No, Julius Wingate would be a good guy to play Spree.
Spree's broke.
How do they do that?
He lost
That's
his...
unfortunate. I feel
It's
bad for the
sad.
guy,
I do too.
but oh boy, I feel like
I'm sorry, you don't feel, or you do?
I feel terrible for the guy.
Okay.
My point is that I think that just generally speaking, I don't know. I never knew shit about money coming out of high school, and I was just a pedestrian piece of crap. Everybody should know, especially if you might go to college and take on a whole bunch of debt for a major that you will never get a job in.
Wow.
I mean, I just think that there are certain people should know how to cook a goddamn pie Not because they're going to be bakers, but it's just a good life skill to kind of know how to fucking take care of yourself.
Which we bring up quite often in a pot pie.
Managing money, that's heating. I'm talking making one, man.
Wow.
But no, just how to budget. How to like, okay, well, here's how much you're going to make, and here's what you want, but you don't have enough for that, so you have to cut some things out.
I'm pretty sure if I got checks, I got money.
Yeah, that's...
Don't I?
That's the thing. Didn't you have somebody that went to jail for that?
I did.
So anyway, wow, this podcast really, all of a sudden became the fucking Dave Ramsey show over here. Hey, we got Biff on the line. Biff had $300,000 in debt. He got rid of it in a month. What'd you do, Biff? You killed your grandmother. Whoa, hold on. We got to go to commercial real quick here. Biff, you son of a bitch.
Oh, I got one more thing before we go on.
Okay, go.
When you brought up It Might Get Loud, and I was trying to think of the documentary I was thinking of, but it's Rising Low with Mike Gordon from Fish. It's just bass players.
We'll cut this out, right?
Well, I think, a lot of people
So it's all bass players?
Yeah.
At the same time, or they're just interview bass players?
Interviewing. Yeah, they're not. A couple of them play together. Phil Lesh from Rush, Geddy Lee,
yeah.
and Mike Gordon play together.
Really?
Yeah.
Geddy has recently done a thing on bass players, and I think it's Les Claypool. I think the guy from Rage Against the Machine, and I don't know who the other one is.
It's either an offshoot of Rising Low, or you're thinking of Rising Low.
No, it's a recent thing, and I think it's a Geddy project. I know it's.
I think he does he goes episodic type.
He goes out and visits them. Yeah, I don't know if I've never seen it. I mean, Rush went from being like you had to know a guy to get a bootleg concert photo to now they are just two of them are one of them Geddy just I guess he's proud of his work and he wants to get it out there, but it's like, hi, I've been with you since 2112. Where were you then when we could have used you?
Good one,
pal. Like that. I just listened to some side 2 of 2112 this week. It's so good.
That hasn't happened yet, though.
What?
2112?
Not yet. Well, not for all of us, but a couple errors and omissions. Also, Kentucky Derby.
Can I mention that you turned your little notepad to the side?
It's like encrypted. It's encryption, Mark.
It's like a crib note. He's turning it around.
It's like literally. I know what I got to get at the store. So anyway, with the Kentucky Derby, I had an 8-horse exacta box. Very $56 bet. It's only a dollar bet, but a lot of horses. And I netted. Well, $56 bet, I won like $129, I think. So, I mean, like 70 some bucks.
You won.
That's goddamn genius is what that is.
Better than we did at Pull Tabs tonight.
I also made a reference to, I don't know if any of these horses are getting LASIK, which is a eye surgery.
Yeah. I was wondering what
There's
you meant by that.
There's also something called Lasix, which is a blood thinner that horses get sometimes to help them breathe better or some shit. So, yes, it's not first time LASIK. It really should be one-time LASIK. It's not like, we gave him LASIK again. He still hit the wall. There was other...
Do you need to spin your piece of paper a little bit more so you can read?
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about... There's a finger behind it. I'm going to let you guess which one it is. Spider Savage? How do you spell his last name?
S-A... Is it B-I-C-H?
It is. I'm like... when you see it written down, you're like, have I been saying this wrong my whole life? But it sounds like... I just thought they were saying Spider Savage, but it's Savage.
Yeah.
Like son of a bitch. I still laugh about the... It's so bad, though.
Oh, the Saturday Night Live
skit.
Yeah,
it's really hard to find online. I looked for it.
I'm sure that would be something they should pull down.
Here comes, if I don't even think they use real names of skiers. And so it's like, he does a little flip. So bad. All right. We talked about golfers. I throw out the idea. First, I'm like, hey, why don't we do a golf preview? And then I'm like, I see this thing. It's like, oh, what about... Because I know there's like golfers that are rockers that play golf. And then Mark texts back. He goes, oh, I have a good Alice Cooper story. And in my head, I am Jeff Daniels in Dumb and Dumber watching Jim Carrey take off his gloves, both pair, saying, hey, do you want a pair of these gloves? My hands are getting sweaty. Oh. I'm like, you've had an Alice Cooper story this whole time?
I think I brought it up on an earlier episode.
Did it have to do with getting off a plane?
Yes.
All right. Well, then that's at least good. I'm dying to hear a repeat because it's topical. But it's like, do you got any other little nuggets? You ever meet like Jerry Garcia or
No, I did not.
Good,
Well, I
Good
brought
Blown
up
by Pat Benatar, anything like that?
I brought up Tom Petty, Sinbad. Who's a Journey?
Neil Schoen.
It was Neil.
There
I'm
you
sorry.
go. So yeah, let's hear the. So okay,
Let's do the predictions of golf.
what's going to happen this year? Oh,
Yeah.
Dude, you don't even want to hear it. First of all,
Our-
if you're saying the golf season's already started because we played at X Golf twice.
No, I'm saying the golf season for a lot of people. My son is playing tomorrow morning at 7 when it's going to be about 48 degrees. And I was
And
thinking,
beautiful, crisp,
you're very crisp.
but not much wind and real sunny.
Right, but it's still 48 degrees. When you hit that ball, it's going to hurt the hands. I threw a lot of those.
I already
in
know
there.
what kind of clubs you use. I'm not even going to make fun of you because they make fun of themselves. But I say that the last time we played at the X Golf Simulator in Apple Valley, Minnesota, check it out right next to.
You're going to
Von
make up
Hansen's.
the excuse that, I went down.
Well, I
the
did
ravine.
have a little bit of trouble where I kept trying to hit up a, what would you say, 500-foot cliff.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got this. I'll just
Get a little underneath
backspin on her. Anyway, finally, this girl's walking by, and it's like, hey, what do you do about this? And she goes, oh, you can take an unplayable lie. I'm like, oh, you see, you can, huh? As I'm like 8 strokes deep. But anyhow, you only beat me by a couple of strokes. And the first time we played, I thought I destroyed you.
No, you beat me by 4 the first time.
Yeah, like I said, I destroyed you.
And I think we even have a photo of our score.
Oh, I know we have a photo of both scores. So I think it's actually, I think I have fewer strokes than you through 18, or through 36.
I've never seen a picture of our first.
Well, it exists. You got to take my word for it.
I think I'm not going to.
I'll look it up.
So I beat you by 5 strokes on the second one.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I could have swore I beat you bad on the first one.
And you beat me by 4 strokes on the first one.
Oh, so you're up by 1 stroke.
Now that I
After-
am up, you're just going to say.
After all my unplayable lies, you're gonna. Wow, you were there. You know that what happened there. Let me
You
tell
hit
you,
it 3 times before you did the unplayable.
Here is why. So
But
then I would have been ahead of you.
yeah, if we would have won against Bird Island Lake Lillian in the high school basketball tournament, we would have won the whole tournament, even though that was regionals.
All right, Rico. Rico Dynamite. What was Rico's last name? It couldn't have been Dynamite.
From what?
Are you kidding me? Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, I don't.
Man, if the coach would have put me in the 4th quarter, we would have gone to state. I could throw a football over that mountain. All right, so here is what my prediction is for this year's golf season. And I wish I could have had Mr. T here to say it for me. What's your prediction? Pain. So,
For you.
what I've done, tomorrow my new grips will arrive.
And you're putting them on yourself.
Of course, Mark. I would not let anyone touch my clubs other than me. I've been playing with 20-year-old grips, well, 19-year-old grips. So I think that's going to help my game, even if I put them on wrong and they're kind of floppy and my clubs are really long. Long and kind of looks like a pair of socks at the
The club goes flying over the fence.
club.
You still have the grip in your hand.
Clubs on the green. I'm like, hey, ta-da! That counts, right? So, new grips. I got a new 3-wood, my old 3-wood, which sadly I have to use more than I probably should. So, I got that. And you know what else I got, Mark? I got a new attitude. And you have none of those things. And I'm going to beat you like a rug. And you know what? I'm not going to feel bad either. I also only bought 1 ball.
I get to beat you at golf.
You don't have to.
No, I don't have to.
I
get
have to beat you at golf. I have to. I don't want to beat you at golf. I want to annihilate you. I want to make you beg for mercy to stop.
It's
Stop.
funny. I'm not a long hitter.
I'm not a strong swimmer.
And Jim, he'll drive maybe 300 yards. Sometimes.
Sometimes 4. No, I rarely hit that far, but I hit anybody hits further than Mark. Mark's a finesse guy.
But if I'm only hitting it, my drives 120 yards, and I'm still beating you, that says more about you than it does me.
So this is your new grips. This is your new 3-wood. You're going to just talk gibberish.
I am getting in your head.
I can't wait for you to get a hole in one on that par 3 that you use your driver on, because I'm going to make sure the paper says, with a driver, on the 147-yard par 3, driver, teed up, high.
You know, my irons look like drivers.
Yes.
So no one ever knows what I'm hitting.
What are those called? That's the thing. We've discussed this before, but for the one person who...
They're hybrid irons.
Isn't there another name for them?
I thought they were hybrids.
So I thought it was you have like a 9-wood and you have a was it a wedgewood? Is that a thing?
No, they're hybrid irons.
All right. Well,
they're like a scrambler, but
that's the word. Well, good luck. How the grips?
Perfect, because they're only 3 years old.
3? Okay.
And it took me a summer to learn.
The last thing I want to do is put any doubt in your head, but 3 years is, some people will say, especially people that play.
It's a lifetime.
Some people, yeah, you're a June bug or a cicada. But if you play an exotic club like that, a lot of people will switch in the middle of their second year.
Exotic club. I like that.
Yeah, that's you, buddy. You're a very exotic club, like the manhole or the... what's another one? The furry bottom or the bear's den. I don't know, whatever. The hole in the wall. Minneapolis St. Paul Airport, that one stall.
You know what I'm talking about.
The toe tapper. Oh yeah, I've been there. Yeah, I thought you looked familiar. Okay. So yeah, that's the golf prediction.
Do you want to get into golfers?
We might as
that
well.
Are musicians?
It's actually, this is probably perfectly timed.
And
well, let's hear
were
the
worried.
Alice Cooper story, because Alice Cooper, I think, is the guy that I most associate with being a current, well, believe it or not, current musician who plays a shitload of golf, and he actually has, I think he's a damn near a scratch golfer.
He's very good, and he loves to talk about golf, and he was flying on a flight that I was on, and I went up to talk to him, and he's actually wearing a golf shirt.
Mm-hmm.
But he's Alice Cooper with the tattoo, eyeliner, and everything else. He's just such a normal guy.
What was his hair like? Is he like wearing a baseball hat, or was he...
Boy, I don't remember. I thought he was wearing...
Did everybody know it was Alice Cooper or not?
I think so, but I'm not sure. Because there's a lot of young people that were working, so I don't know. But he was sitting there in first class, because he's Alice Cooper. I walk up to him, said hello. We started talking. He worked it into golf. He's waiting for his golf clubs to get off.
How did you initiate the conversation with Alice Cooper? Like, how'd you like my landing? Do you come to Milwaukee often? I mean, what'd you go with?
It was actually, I can't remember what airport we were at. But I just walk up. I just start talking to people. If they want to respond or not.
And you knew it was Alice Cooper?
Oh, yeah, right away.
When did you know it was him? The whole flight or just at the end when the people started getting off?
No, when I went back to use the restroom, I saw him. And so I knew it was him right away. But he's very tiny guy.
Yeah.
Very tiny. But really nice guy. You know, he's so normal.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. He's just like...
I mean, but is it? I mean, it's like his job. I mean, being a rocker is... I mean, if he was... When he was younger, if you had met him, I'm sure he'd have been less normal, but because he's lucky to be alive.
Yeah.
I mean, he had some... I've seen some of the, VH1 behind the music's on him. He was puking blood, and it was not good. Like, he literally, I think, was... they saved his life, and I think that's when he kind of said, okay, that'll probably be it for me for partying or for drinking anyway.
Well, that's probably a good idea.
I guess. I'll trade that fame and fortune for this Fulton Lonely Shandy, 4.9 alcohol. It's not bad.
Well,
4.9% alcohol, not just 4.9 alcohols.
You don't understand good beer, though.
Okay, there, Coors Light.
Okay, your turn.
Golf. So, I saw a video of, and I can't find it anymore. But what it was is basically like...
So it never happened.
Don't show your parents this. Your favorite guitar player also golfs. And it was Alex Lifeson from Rush, who I think could probably be the most normal rocker as far as just a dude. By all accounts, this guy is just, he's me, but with talent. What's up?
Can I do it? Rush. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, Marsha. We're gonna talk a little Rush. Well, you know what?
No.
If the foo shits. Anyway, it was a thing of him, and they were just interviewing him on the golf course, and it's like crappy, grainy video and everything. But it's like each of the guys in Rush all have their own thing. Getty watches baseball. Neil fucking rides his motorcycle from gig to gig. Doesn't like to fly. He just does. And Alex Lifeson just likes to golf, and apparently he's just a good golfer. He's not great. He's not. I mean, he probably plays a lot. He's not on the list. How about that? As far as the couple lists that I sent you, but yeah, I think golf is a big equalizer, right? It's like bumper pool. Have we talked about that yet?
We haven't.
I brought that up to somebody like, what the fuck is bumper pool? Anyway, if you know, you know. But it's like nobody's really good at bumper pool, and not that many people are. Out of 10 golfers, probably 3 of them tops are, single-digit handicaps.
Right.
And I don't even know. I mean, do you even know what your handicap would be?
Yeah, it's 38.
Yeah, I'm in the 30s for sure. Because it's usually, 72?
Yeah.
And I'm usually about 100, so actually maybe I'm high 20s.
Ooh, wow.
Impressive, huh? All right.
When'd you get your PGA card?
Well, what's funny, there's some guys I know that have whatever, and all they do is they game the system. It's like, yeah, put that down. They'll like lie on their scores and shit to kind of pad to protect their handicap so it doesn't get too low. So when they enter a tournament, it's like, that's all class, man. That's just, that's what Ben Hogan had in mind when he came up with.
Yeah, there was a lot of sandbagging in handicaps.
I also count every stroke, and I know there's some people that have a little difficulty. I sometimes get forgetful, as you know, but I don't intentionally fudge numbers. I got to get one of those little things, or a little, like one of them fucking Hail Mary deals that you wear in your wrist.
Oh.
But it would weigh so much because I need so many of the things. You know what I mean? You put a bead,
I play with a friend of mine, and he has one of those Garmin watches, and it's like, he'll stand next to you and you go, that's 137 yards or 280, and I'm thinking, I don't know how far I hit what club. I'm just going to eyeball it.
I can't. I got that rangefinder, huge game changer for me, but I have shitty eyes, so you have really good eyes.
I have no depth perception, but I have good eyes.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about that. That's not important. That's only important around the green, which is almost never for you. So, what's funny is the top guy on this list. So I'm looking at this thing. It is called the Top 100 Musician Golfers. And it looks like it's from Golfer magazine or Today's Golfer. Or is that like Popular Golfer? Like Popular Mechanic? It was Today's Golfer.
I'm going to bring up Kid Rock. Because he's very good friends with
Bob Seger.
John Daly.
Oh, now that would be fun.
They hang out all the time together, and they golf together.
God, that would be fucking cool as hell. That'd be way better than what's on my list. In fact, on my list, the number 1 guy with a .6 handicap, actually, Vince Gill has he's a 0, but Kenny G, that'd be a fun guy to hang out with on the course. But then, numbers 6, 7, and 8 are Rudy, Larry, and Steve Gatlin. So the Gatlin brothers in a scramble, look out. I mean, they're gonna beat you.
Wow.
I bet they kick the shit out of the Osmonds. They think. Or the
I
Bee
wonder
Gees?
if the Bee Gees ever played. They would.
I bet the Bee Gees would be hilarious. Because if Robin missed a putt, Barry would be like, he'd go off on him, smack him around.
They would do the high falsetto. Is that what it's called?
Barry would pick up, who's the other one? Maurice. And hit him like as if he was a baseball bat. He would club his brother.
What I have is Darius Rucker.
Yep. Hootie?
Hootie. But the whole Hootie and the Bullfish, they have an actual golf tournament that plays the Monday after the Masters.
At Augusta?
Yeah.
Oh. Would you ever want to play Augusta?
No.
I don't think so either. I'd probably have fucking PTSD.
And we have to bring up that our favorite golf course that we play at might be no more.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that doesn't happen, but...
It's... So the course between where we live and that course that we play that's been rumored for 15 years. That it's been bought, it's going to get developed, or it's this or that. It's like, yeah, okay.
Thanks for talking me down.
Well, I don't know. I mean, because that, Southern, if they want to sponsor us, that'd be fine. But I'm still going to hammer you a little bit. It takes a long time to play around at
Does.
Southern. I don't know if it's the difficulty of the course, if it's the shittiness of the golfers, if they're putting them out too frequently. I don't know. I mean, I like the course. I don't love it. I wouldn't want to play it every Friday. Like, I like going down to Fountain, where we can get a 9 in. Takes about, what, hour and a half or whatever?
Right.
The F out of Dodge. But I'm looking at this list, and there's some really cool. So we got Glenn Campbell, which he and Alice Cooper played a lot together. And Alice Cooper has some stories about, apparently Glenn had a tough time putting the cork back in the bottle. He was quite a drunk, legendary guitarist. But I'm seeing your
both him and he was married to Tanya Tucker.
Glenn Campbell was?
Yeah. But they both had a little bit trouble with the bottle.
Well,
legendary fights, I think, afterwards, too.
That's our next episode. I'm seeing Justin Timberlake as a 6. Huey Lewis is a 6.
I knew Huey.
Robbie Krieger is a 6.8. That guy's got to be 80.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
But you're hitting off the gold tees.
Is he hitting up the aging guitarist tees? Okay. George Strait? Hope he doesn't slice. Anyway, all right. That just occurred to me.
Why don't we wrap this one up? I know you like to do your list.
Anne Murray.
She's hitting off the women's tee, though.
You heard her voice? She might be a white tees. She ain't the blues. I'll close with this one. I only had one thing left. There's a new bless your heart in the English lexicon, in the English language. Do you know that, with the Southern people, when they say bless your heart, that's not what they mean?
I love her to death, but...
Oh, bless her heart. Yeah, that means, What would Ocho Cinco say? It wasn't
bless your heart. Kick your ass.
No, he had a thing that he would say, it was something like child please. I think it was like that. I think it was cleaned up for the HBO special that it was on with child please. Anyway, the new one, and I think it comes from ChatGPT or something like that, and it bugs me because as people that listen know that I'm kind of a language fucking weirdo snob, but the word kindly has appeared in the English language, and there are certain people where that's what they mean, but the average person that says kindly either has had ChatGPT write their correspondence, or they're trying to just say fuck you. It's not good. So I don't want to single anyone out, but if you're using kindly, we're on to you, okay? And if it's used as a FU, actually congratulations, because I bet 50%, it'll take about a year for people to figure out that that's a thing, that you just burn them good.
Jim, kindly wrap this up.
Kindly send my last check too. But anyway, I will kindly wrap this up. We appreciate if you could kindly email the Ascertainers at gmail.com.
Oh, and I'd like to say that we now have a text on any platform that you listen to.
We know it works on Spotify. We see it on iHeart, but we haven't been able to get it to work. But if you're listening to this episode, scroll up to the top where the title is. It should say text us or send us a text. Go ahead, send us a text. Well, I just want to know if anyone's listening. That's all. How you doing? What's your favorite ice cream flavor? Who's your favorite
Ascertainer
rocker golfer? Well, you don't have to do that. Don't commit to anyone. But it's JIM is how you spell that. And otherwise, if you could kindly go to Newt's, they're going to kindly introduce the Ascertainer burger much later. Big apology to Corey because I kind of told him, I go, hey man, I hope you don't listen to the episode that came out today because I kind of lit you up for putting the cauliflower on instead of our thing. And he's like, not my decision, man. So apparently, how's my Corey imitation?
Very good.
Apparently, we got to get off his backside, and I was going to say for something on the front of him.
Phrasing, but
no, I was going to say something else. It was way more inappropriate, but Corey's a good dude. We busted Corey on our way home. We parked behind Newt's. Pro tip. In the Byerly's parking lot, and he was walking over to Byerly's apparently to get one of his loyal employees a treat who was having a bad day. So we won't name names on that. That's a leader. Corey's the man. Go to Newt's. Thanks for listening, and good night.
Good night, and email us at TheAscertainers.com or you like us on Facebook.
At TheAscertainers.com. Don't email us at that. Email us at TheAscertainers@gmail.com.
Well, I'll
maybe that's
fix that in the end.
You better check that out. You better check that fucking dead end you sent him to.
Well, good night, everybody, before I screw more up.
Bye.